week in now, you starting to get a little bit more of a feel for, having things in and a little bit more like the foundation under you a little bit now?
Yeah, I mean, guys are kind of, getting accustomed to, each other's style of play. The organization's kind of, style of play, and, we put in some sets and guys are getting comfortable with it. So it's been a really good week for us. I think we made a lot of, quick progress in terms of just understanding the way we want to play and, how we want to be together and on the same page when it comes to both ends of the court. So getting our feet under us and figuring things out.
I'm not sure if it feels this way to you all, but it seems like there's been a lot of just playing, not necessarily just drills and whatnot. How valuable is that at this time of year, given the few number of practices you'll actually get during the year?
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, especially early on, this training camp, there's obviously a lot that, I'm sure our coaches want to teach, and there's a lot that, we all have to learn. But being able to play and mix in, teaching and being maybe stopping here and there to teach specific points, that's been huge. Guys getting their second wind, kind of finding their breath, getting their feet under them, just getting up and down. That's what we love to do. So for us, this is an ideal practice, being able to play and also you're continuing to learn, obviously. But it's been good for us.
I think Alex was saying the other day that you guys were on the same team and you guys were kind of picking up the ball and taking turns doing that. Just what have you picked up from him early on in camp?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick up as the player I am and the way that I move. Much different from the way Alex Caruso moves. He's just very smart guy. Knows the game really well. Big communication guy on both ends of the court. You can see his experience in the way that he plays. But I've just kind of been able to watch him, hear from him. He's always coaching up guys on the court, and he has a very good feel for different looks that he has learned and knows how to put out on the court. So both ends of the court, he makes good reads on the offensive end, and he's able to see defenses really well. And then when he's on defense, he knows how to disguise different looks and maybe set up different things. So very smart player on both ends of the court.
Now, I don't think you were on this team, but I know Alex and Lou were on the same team. And just important, just from afar, what are you seeing as far as the way they're playing off each other?
Yeah, those guys are, talk about point of attack defenders. Those guys are the elite of the elite. Case and Wallace I would throw in there too. Those guys can just really, you can match them up on anybody with the ball in their hands and almost count on them to get any stop. Just being able to watch those guys and see how they kind of maneuver, get around screens, guard the ball one-on-one, their change of direction and agility on, the way they guard the ball is one of a kind. So, I admire their abilities and, I try to mimic some of their, movements and stuff, but I'm not them. But I try to be.
What's been your initial impressions of the rookies, AJ and Dylan, so far?
Yeah, they've done a good job kind of coming in with the competitive mindset, but still willing to learn. Dylan's a guy who, early on, even in September, he's asking questions, about certain looks. We obviously didn't have sets in or anything, but, he's asking questions just about timing of when you want to space the floor or, cuts and, the fast pace of the game and everything. And AJ's kind of done a really good job just kind of, coming in with a confident sense of, still playing like himself, but at the same time, understanding that, he's got, a ton to learn. And they're not in the aspect of they don't know what they're doing, but a deer in headlights where their eyes are wide open. It's a lot being thrown at them, and they're doing a really good job just kind of, trying to learn and taking it day by day.
You have the rookies, you also have the new additions of Isaiah and Alex, but there are a lot of returning faces, a lot of new faces. How much is that continuity showing up so far in training?
Yeah, it's awesome. All the new guys, the rookies, Hart, Caruso, those guys have kind of fit in right away. Both in the locker room, on the court, off the court. We all have, I just want to say a similar sense of just the type of people we are. Great people. You talk about people with big personalities, different characteristics. All of those things kind of mesh well. So it all leads to better success on the court. Talking to each other, wanting the best out of each other and pushing each other to be the best. So those guys have adapted really well.
Aaron, it'd be pretty hard to be more efficient offensively than you were last season. With kind of the big picture thing in mind of like you guys aren't entitled to anything. What's your approach to this year and understanding that maybe there's more volume coming your way, or maybe things might look a little different for you offensively, and trying to kind of get back to 0-0 even individually from season to season?
Yeah, I mean, my approach is still like, the mindset I've always had, which is like, when I get the opportunity, aggressive to play. I want to play and I want to be in the game. So at the same time, though, I want to play winning basketball. I want to be a part of a winning culture, and I still have the mindset that I'm going to do whatever it takes for our team to win. But obviously, I kind of see the percentages, and you look at all those things and the efficiency, and it makes sense that you can find more shots and get those opportunities. So still have that mindset of trying to find those and still play within the offense, but at the same time aggressive mindset. I have an aggressive mindset, and I'm just looking to help the team win in that aspect of it.
Dub the other day mentioned that early on in training camp that everybody wants to show off what they worked on over the summer. Has anything stood out to you about like maybe new things guys added?
I mean, I'd say a lot of guys just look a lot sharper in terms of, we obviously had a really, really young team last year, and guys, showed some flashes of what they're capable of doing. I'd say this year a lot of guys have like kind of just sharpened some of those things, and you can see the work that guys put in, the growth, and just the mental perspective that they kind of have on different parts of their game. And I mean, it's a number of guys who have shown like that. I'd say Chet is one guy specifically who, as soon as I came back to OKC from the summer, I'm like, he looks good. Like, you can tell that he's really sharpened a lot of parts of his game, and I mean, there are a number of guys who look really good. So.
Is there an area of your game that you're looking to sharpen and show off in?
A little bit of everything. Mix it up. Basketball, that's what I want to get better at.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. That's what they say.
Yeah. Lou mentioned you guys added Crusoe to the group chat. Are you excited to have another extrovert in the group chat? Seems like you got two quieter guys in Queso and Lou.
Yeah. I mean, Lou and Queso are quiet from you guys' perspective. Those guys are, characters in their own way. But in terms of the group chat, I mean, if you look at that group chat, that's a hell of a God. Like, I don't want to go against those guys. So that's a fun group chat to be a part of, to learn from, and to also kind of attack every game with a lot of film and discussions of how to guard certain guys. So looking forward to everybody's personalities and characteristics in that. That's a fun chat to be a part of.
What's the requirement to be on that group chat?
It's I'm not gonna say it's a requirement. I've actually seen some people kind of complaining about like Dove and Chet not being in it. Those guys are like another breed of like they could be in the group chat obviously, but I don't know. The requirements isn't a listed thing, and I'm not gonna sit here and try to ramble about a list. But I don't know. I think we got a good chat. We'll that up.
Mark was just saying the other day with efficiency maybe comes more volume. He was mentioning you and that, so much you shooting more threes. He was also mentioning Dub. I just wonder from where you sit, what do you think Dub's next step is, and what would him shooting more threes do for his team?
I mean, he had a great year last year from three, so he's got the ball in his hands, and I think it'll just open up the court a little bit more for him if he's able to find more threes, whether that's off the dribble, spacing off the ball. That just opens up the court for him to kind of have his drives and his pull-ups and get to more stuff, I think. So I know he'll be able to find that pretty easily. But, I mean, he's a hell of a player, so I'm sure he'll find whatever he wants.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
Thanks, Meg.